What up, Snaps? I'm back. What's up, founders? So, YC Demo Day is coming up. Alumni Demo Day is on Sunday, and then regular Demo Day is on Monday and Tuesday. So I wanted to give you guys some tips on common questions that people have, and what to do. First off, when you pitch your startup on stage, there's a couple things you should be doing. Number one, you want to speak super slowly, be concise, and say everything in very simple language. Oftentimes, founders will fall into jargon that investors don't necessarily understand, and you're just trying to keep people engaged and listening to you and understanding the content of what you say. When you get on stage, don't rush up there and then just start spewing out words. You want to walk up slowly, confidently, and then pause, and then start talking. Same thing goes when you're leaving. Don't scurry off. Oftentimes people don't end their presentation in a strong way. You want to just sit there, look people in the eye and say, thank you, pause, and then walk off confidently. I know the YC partners will have coached this, but for everyone out there, generally presenting at any sort of startup presentation, you want to make sure everything is legible. So keep the text on the screen to a minimum. Don't do demos. No one can see your UI from all the way in the back. You just want to stick to very simple sentences that reinforce what you are saying. And like everything, you need to practice if you want to be good. So practice. You want to give this presentation so many times that you go all the way to super rehearsed sounding, and then you go all the way around to natural. In terms of body language on stage, just stand up straight, chest forward. Don't lock your knees so you pass out and faint. And make sure, I think I already said this, but you want to speak slowly. So the point of presenting on stage is just to get people interested in talking to you further. No one's going to write a check after 1 3-minute presentation. When you sit down to have your real pitch, it's going to look like an hour-long conversation where hopefully you're having a conversation with the investors about your startup, and they are being convinced through you taking them through the narrative of your company that this is an interesting company and they should be part of it. If it's going well, you're going to be able to tell because people are going to be asking lots of questions, they're going to be engaged, they're going to be leaning forward. If it's not going well, you're going to be able to tell because they're going to be on their phone looking at Instagram. Usually you can also tell because the investor will be convincing themselves at a certain point in the conversation that you're a good company. So they'll be saying, oh, here's all the things you could expand to, or here's how you could grow this product, or here's how you can market it. And they'll almost be acting as if they were on your team already. That's a really good sign. I've got some questions on who are the right investors to talk to. I think, in my opinion, it's important to talk to everyone to maximize your funnel, because really what you need to do at this point is just close money. All right, people ask, how long should you fundraise? Well, really the answer is as long as it takes to get the money you need to build your business. But if you are doing it for over really 2 to 3 months, you have a serious problem and probably need to retool what you're doing. When you're evaluating whether an investor is a good fit, it's really a personal relationship. You want to work with people who you think are smart and can contribute to your business. So you should be spending time during that conversation that you have with the investor trying to figure out if that person is going to contribute and what you can learn from them. I think that's just as important as getting money in the bank. Another question is there an adverse selection if a Series A fund invests in my seed round and then they may not lead that Series A later on? Well, the answer for me is I think there's less adverse signaling now than there has been in the past. I think 5-6 years ago there was a lot. But it can't help you, actually, if Sequoia invests in your seed and then they don't invest in the A, that's never good. So, it's kind of a trade-off. I do think there are some brand advantages in getting good brands to back you early on with employees, with other investors, maybe even with customers. So there can be something to be said. It's a trade-off. I'm not sure there's a black and white answer. All right, and then there's some questions on what to do post-demo day after you're done. I think it's super important to maintain a cadence like YC as much as possible. So I would say that looks like regular investor updates every 2 weeks, every month. I've even seen people send them every week, which I thought was really good. You want to be top of mind for your investors, and it's also going to be someone for you to be accountable to. Oftentimes, what happens is startups get through an accelerator and then they're not accountable anymore to showing up to a group and reporting on progress, so the progress slows down a lot. And if you can create some sort of accountability for yourself, that's really important. Another thing that the best founders do is they're always looking for mentors who are 1 to 2 steps ahead of them and trying to learn from those people. That's really what I saw friends of mine who were very successful do throughout their career. They would always be finding new mentors ahead of them, like guys from Dropbox or Airbnb really did that super well. So if you, as much as you can do that, build a community around you of mentors, I think that's hugely important and can save you a lot of pain of figuring things out yourself. All right, that's it. If you're pitching at Demo Day, best of luck. You're going to crush it. Remember, you own that stage.